what are three turns and brackets? What are their common traits and what are their differences? Well, three turns and brackets are both one-footed turns skated around a single circle. As both are one-footed turns, they use the rocker of the blade to raise one end of the blade, creating a temporary pivot point to switch our gliding direction. If you need help with any of the terminology used in this video or any other video in this series, we have a series lexicon, and if you just click on the link above my head, you'll be able to find that video and brush up on your terminology. Three turns offer us an opportunity to elevate our control using the easiest turn. Let's bulletproof our forward outside three turn. We'll start with full circles to establish our balance and control of our body shapes. The longer we can hold our body shapes without any unwanted or unplanned changes, the better.
As we practice our full circle with a skate side lead, it will be important to keep our balance point in the back 2/3 of our blade, arms low, and our glutes gently engaged to prevent a strong desire to rotate into the circle. Our free foot should gently connect to the back of our skating foot, forming our floating T shape, while our free leg sustains a 45 to 90 degree turnout, kneecap pointing perpendicular to our skating blade. Mirror my movements as we prepare to switch from skate side lead to contra body. This is not simply arm movement, but torso-led rotation. Now on our full circle. Make your stroke and sustain your skate side lead, ensuring you are in control. After at least half a circle without rotation, maintain your lower body posture and gently rotate at your waist. Get ready to copy my moves. Feet together, shoulders facing into your circle. Then, rotate your torso 1/4 back to square off, facing front. Repeat, facing in, quarter back to square off. And last rep, we add lower body rotation. Let's repeat that with our numbered cues. 1, and 2, and turn your 3. Now start with a pick for stability. 1, and 2, and tiny push and turn your 3. This time testing for a little running exit edge. So we go 1 and 2 and turn our 3 and try to sustain a little exit glide. If you ever find yourself struggling to start rotation whilst you're in motion, you can always use a small turn of the head towards the center of your circle.
Next up, we're going to strengthen our exit glide with a backward inside with a free side lead.
Mastery, our main goal. The long focused glides of figure circles can help us to train our deep rotator and stabilizer muscles in the hips. Shape focus also enhances our mastery, so using our circle as reference, keep your belly button facing into your circle. Free hip drawn back by engaging your glutes. Activate spiraling of your spine to keep your free shoulder drawn back. And maintain a singular focus of your head along your circle line. A gentle downforce through your palms towards the floor can reduce the desire to rotate by switching on your upper back, allowing you to keep your palms directly over your circle tracing. Practice this regularly until you can hold one complete circle with a steady free side lead on your backward inside edge. Being in true control of any turn means being able to deny the action from taking place until you choose it. Once we have mastery of our entry and exit edges, the final gate of this 3-turn action is the freeing of our heel by engaging our blade rocker. Press too hard and you'll connect with your toe pick. Too light or too short and you'll hear the scraping sounds of blade friction. We want the Goldilocks zone. Timely pressuring of the rocker, adequate heel clearance, and a well-anticipated return to our running edge.
All right, we are about to have the quarter circle chat. What do I mean by that? When we're practicing our turns in this way and we're trying to develop a sense of true circularity, curvature in our pattern of how we skate, we need to have a view of where we're going and where we've been. The quarter circle that goes before us and the quarter circle that goes after us. If we're skating into any turn, 3-turn bracket, any turn that's going to be in this series, we're going to be looking ahead of us, the path ahead of us, the road ahead of us, by a quarter of a circle at all times, whether I'm skating forwards or whether I'm skating backwards. This helps us to pin down the timing of turns so that we can anticipate how much check we need before and after. So, for example, if I'm skating into my outside 3-turn, I'm gliding in, I'm going to use a full circle pattern. So I'm skating in my first quarter circle and I know this is going to be used predominantly for establishing my glide. So I establish my glide. The next quarter, I'm rotating my shoulders, but I'm looking towards the top of the circle where I know my turn is going to happen. Now that I'm here, or as I've been approaching here, I'm already keeping an eye on the next quarter of my circle so that as I turn, I can anticipate where my free side needs to be pointing towards to help guide me towards that spot. Want to learn how to measure out your perfect circle for these exercises? Stay tuned to the end of this video. To prepare us for our bracket type of turn, we need to have prepared how to do this turn on 2 feet. So we will set up a smaller circle. I'm marking out the bottom and the top of the circle here with a cone so that you can see it clearly, but you don't need to have cones on the floor. You just need to know that one end is the bottom of your circle and the opposite we'll call the top. And we're going to make sure that we have no more than about 7 blade lengths of distance as being our goal for our circle size. I'm going to start at the bottom of my circle with my arms outstretched and making sure that my shoulders are facing towards the top of my circle. With a small pump, I'm going to bring myself forwards and around, keeping my shoulders parallel to this top edge of the circle here, so that now at the top of the circle, I can turn through the balls of my feet. Heels are going to pivot around, just like you saw now. Heels are going to pivot around inside of the circle to get me to backwards. And now I'm going to take a small backwards pump round to bring my feet together. Again, keeping the shoulders facing the top of the circle the entire time. And now I'm going to practice, actually this is a backwards bracket, we're going to practice that. It's going to come in handy later. So weight goes through the heels of the skate, feet pivot through the interior of the circle. And we'll repeat that pumping, bringing the feet round and together, shoulders stay facing out, pivoting the feet, pumping, drawing the feet together, shoulders stay again, pivoting through the heels. Push, turn, push, and turn. Of course, we should do this both ways. So that would look like pump around, turning, pump around, turning, and those are our onions. The simplest way to think of the free leg movement that is going to need to happen during our bracket is that it is a small développé or unfolding action of the free leg. Now, I'm going to turn myself as if I'm skating away from the camera so you can actually see this. This is my skating side, which will be leading. This is my free side, which will be following behind and closest to the camera. So if I was in motion, my free leg, which is teed nicely at the back, will be moving simply out this way. The lower part extending out this way.
Tidy floating tee for your free foot. Knee and thigh open to 90 degrees. Lower leg extends out and the thigh remains as still as possible.
But of course, it's not the only movement that's happening. The standing leg is turning your bracket at the same time. So our finished position will look like this, starting with our T position, and then we will be rotating the standing leg and extending simultaneously. So by the time we're done, we have a crossed leg position to help us to check our hips and our shoulders, ready for our backward inside exit of our bracket.
So to ace this drill, start by extending the free leg only, and then add the rotation of the standing leg.
When we feel ready, we can try this out close to the wall with motion, because if we've done it static and we're happy with how it's behaving, then we might be ready to take it into motion. So we can either gently dust the barrier with our fingertips or hover above, depending on how you feel, but try not to grab on tightly and strongly. Be gliding forward, so feel like a straight line, teeing up the feet, turning and trying to exit with that free leg a little bit in front. One more time. Hands ready to dust and glide across the top of the barrier. Preparation, rotation. Not only are we moving our free leg and rotating our standing leg, but we're also anticipating our exit glide. Now that means that as we turn and arrive backwards, we're trying to make sure that the free side hip remains forward. Now the crossing of the free leg helps with that somewhat, but if we are lax or loosey-goosey into the standing hip because perhaps we're not using the knee to soften our exit glide enough, then we are going to experience a lack of control, a rotation and an urgency to step down onto that right foot. So, or should I say free foot, I've chosen my right. So as we're gliding in and we're preparing to turn, we're already thinking how we're actually going to deliver the free side forwards, not only across with the free leg, but the hip as well. And because of the hip, we're also going to bring the shoulder forward too. So now we're arriving in a true skate side lead, backward inside position with a strong focus on keeping the free side of the pelvis projected forward and ahead of you. So while it doesn't matter how you get yourself moving, you can take a couple of pumps or lemons, whatever it takes to get yourself moving. What matters most is that the upper body will be facing slightly out of your circle, about 45 degrees, shoulders out. We make ourselves a little bit of speed and flow. We're going to make sure that we can practice this even on 2 feet to start with, that we've got the free side ahead. Notice here, standing side, skating side is back. Free side is reaching forward slightly. If I'm trying this on 2 feet, first of all, I'll make sure my feet are a little bit crossed, free leg slightly crossed. Put me in good habits ready for when I try and lift my free leg up off the ground. So shoulders are organized, making sure they're facing out of the circle, which means skating side is leading, free side is following. We get ourselves moving and we make sure that we draw that free leg up in front, slightly crossed across the tracing that we're gliding on, so that it helps to keep our free hip forward, like we spoke about when we were practicing our static drill by the barrier, so that now your exit from your bracket will be pretty much bulletproofed. The more we can have control over the glides that enter and exit, without any unwanted movement, dropping and turning of the hips due to a weak standing side is a really common error. So that we get rid of all of those things, we have great brackets. So now, as we prepare to skate our full bracket figure over our circle that we've measured out nicely, we're going to be noticing a similarity to our onions, as in, when we skated the onions, we made sure that the upper body was facing out of the circle. And now, as we skate into our bracket for real, full technique, full circle, we're going to be skate side lead, free side follow, nice control of our free leg behind, Developpé through to find our checked position as we exit our bracket. So we get this top moment where we feel like everything is in this parallel alignment. Back at the very beginning, we were all lined up. Here's our line, and now we've arrived at the top of the circle, and that line is equal and opposite. So now we're ready to turn because we can feel the shoulder line, the skate, ready to turn at the top of the circle. Free leg makes that little développé, little extension movement out of the circle, out it goes. Free side hip and shoulder staying forward as we bring ourselves back down and away from the top of the circle. Optional to draw the free leg back. So we're gliding in, skate side lead, free side follow, free leg in control, little movement forwards and across the circle with the free leg, shoulder and hip of free side staying forward as we make that exit glide.
Remember, this exercise is not just about the turn, it's about the control on the way in and sustaining control on the way out. The next part is especially for you devoted viewers. What do good turns sound like? Listen carefully. Practicing full circles for improving our edge and turn control is great, but it's even better when the circle is tailored to our body. It's based on our height. The diameter should be about 2 to 2.5 times your own height, depending on your strength as a skater. Here I mark out 9 blade lengths, mark off the center of the circle, and then another 9 blade lengths to measure to the end of the circle. Returning to the center, another 9 from the center point, make a mark, and then returning to the center and repeat the same on the opposite side. Now you have all 4 points around which you can join your circle. Start at 1 point, look towards the next quarter, begin moving and score the ice with your foot. Little pushes can help you to keep going in order to join the full circle. You can also use snowplow, continuous snowplow, to join the circle so that you can now see your full circle on the ground ready for practice. And one last note on precision of marking out our measurement. So as we start the heel in line with our first mark and then push down into our toe and line up our heel on the next toe mark every single time, we will get the closest to a perfect set of measures, very consistent for our circles.